And we're live. Good to you.
Morning, everybody. I don't know if anyone else has this slight challenge. I know that I have this slight challenge, and that is around sleep. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not so good, which is why I thought today if we spoke about 6 ways to manage stress, it might help, because battling to sleep or having problems sleeping definitely is tied into, you relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine most people have that. They have times where they're amazing with sleep and times where sleep is a bit more challenging. Hopefully this will be of use to everybody, because these are things that you can actually do. The first one, being a mindset coach, for me, everything is around mindset. So this first point is around reframing. So if you take that anxiety and that feeling of like fight or flight, and you put that into, which I did this morning, just by the way, I had really bad night's sleep last night, only a few hours. I committed to going to the mountain this morning. It was bucketing down, but I went. I mean, it was bucketing, but I went and I did my route and I came back, and I felt that that's part of me managing me. So that was reframing
Yeah.
it.
I guess I just call it in sometimes like it's a mind game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's up to us and what we decide like it's gonna help. Like, because I myself, I'm like traveling now and I'm not always sleeping well most of the time. But you kind of overcome it and you push
Yeah,
yourself to do certain things.
exactly. And also to know that you are not alone and that you're the same as other people, which is exactly like this example. So here I am going, yeah, sleep, it's good, it's bad, and you saying the same thing. And I'm sure if other people were involved in this conversation, they'd say, oh my gosh, I know exactly what you mean. And it's having that support of knowing that other people have the same thing. There's something kind of comforting in that.
Yeah, especially when there's a full moon coming and then everyone's like tired and exhausted and emotional. And I mean, you realize when someone else is also experiencing, like, okay, then you blame the full moon for this.
Yeah. And a very good way to manage it also is to lend a hand. And it's interesting because people who get involved with mentoring, as in with Say Yes, for example, and very often when work becomes very stressful and they get overwhelmed, they'll say, oh, but my life is too stressful. I need to actually step away. But the reality through research has been proven that when you lend a hand, your body produces oxytocin because it's about the connection to other people. So actually getting involved in something and supporting and volunteering de-stresses you as opposed to stressing you.
And I like it because it explains to me now why you always feel good after and it gives you energy and stuff like this. And you do those moments like you're about to be so tired and all you want to do is go to sleep, and then you have someone else and then all the energy is coming back.
Exactly. And it can be anything. It can be helping out an SPCA or a dog or anything, but just
In
giving.
a conversation, by the way, to have a chat and someone up, and one moment you are falling asleep and then you have a chat with a friend and then you're up again.
Exactly. The next one is broadening your perspective, and broadening your perspective as in looking at this whole sort of stress situation. So one of the things that I love to do is listening to TED Talks. And there's so many different experts in different fields. And the one was talking about how you befriend your stress. And so you look at stress as a friend, as opposed to being a negative. You actually look at it, which kind of ties into the first one. It's just reframing the way, because the wording we use is very, very, very powerful. If we say we're feeling very energized, it's very different to if we say we're feeling swamped or drowning or a bus has hit us. That's quite negatively powerful words that ideally, if you can not use, would probably serve you better.
And I think that's in general, like we always speak about like how we even don't say failure, we say like key learnings and things like that. So you just need to find a different way to rephrase it, because I think like we grew up in a, like in a society that there's a lot of like different words that got such a bad negative meaning around it, and you don't want it in your life. You want to actually take them out and be more positive. And then when you be more positive, you're attracting more positive things to your life. That's the law of attraction.
It is. It is. And reflecting on growth. And this is something that I personally, I got into a committed meditation practice probably about a year ago. When I say committed, it's something that I do between 5 to 6 days a week. So for me, that's a commitment. I do it first thing in the morning. And so when I look back on the impact that the meditation has had, it's definitely made me overall much calmer, because I did have a tendency to get because I'm quite hyper by nature and I'm quite energized. And the meditation is definitely, I'm not quite at your level of flow. I'm still wanting to get to that.
I'm not so good at meditation, by the way, for everyone. I do yoga and I love it, but the meditation, that's the part when I'm reminding myself, concentrate on the breathing, concentrate on the breathing. Don't like think. Like I'm still in a constant fight there.
It's very, very powerful to look at where you were and where you are, because when you reflect on the growth, it makes you realize what you are capable of doing if you choose to. But it does require work. Unfortunately, there is work.
Yeah.
Lots of practice. And then the last one is the belly breathing. And the way you know if you're doing belly breathing is you have the one hand on the chest, the other hand on the stomach. And when you're breathing, is your stomach rising higher than what your chest is? And that's a very good way to actually calm yourself very quickly if you are feeling quite anxious, is to do the belly breathing and not the chest breathing. Very often I do find myself chest breathing and not belly breathing. It does, again, require work, but a very simple way just to get calm if you're feeling quite anxious.
And I recommend for you guys to try it even now, to really put your hands on your chest, on your belly, and check it out. And when you get into a stressful mode situation, just check yourself. We need to remember that all of this is part of our growth, and you need to be more aware as much as you can be more and more aware. That's how you can practice on things and get to a better place, to a better mindset.
Absolutely. So if you're looking at, I mean, there's only one more day left in the week. So for the last day of the week, or how the week has gone so far, I hope some of these can help you to manage any stress that you are feeling, so that you have a fantastic day today and for the rest of the week.
Yes, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.